David, and all of us here. Good night.
Right now on News Channel 6 and 7, an investigation is underway on school districts across the nation. What state leaders have to say about the situation. And mortgage rates are up. How the rise is impacting homeowners' purchases. As your news at 7 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 7.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dee Griffin. Thanks so much for joining us. Coverage you can count on begins with the U.S. Department of Education investigating 20 school districts across the country, including Richmond County. It's not clear yet which individual schools, if any, are the focus of the review. Atlanta Bureau Chief Archit Seshadri reports.
At this point, the investigation is still in its infancy state. A lot of unknowns at this hour on the timeline of this investigation by the U.S. Department of Education. Questions still loom as to is it just one school or an entire district, but what we do know right now is 3 districts in Georgia. That includes DeKalb County in Atlanta, Richmond County in Augusta, and Savannah-Chatham County are all under investigation for violating Title IX. The review will examine how districts handle allegations of staff sexual misconduct, whether they complied with Title IX, accurately reported incidents, and took appropriate steps to protect students. The Georgia Association of Educators says the investigation should help ensure districts follow the protocols already in place to keep students safe.
Well, the protocol, what they should do is tell a trusted adult. That's the first thing that they should do. And again, there are protocols in place that make that to follow through on those questions. And so again, the hope is that they feel safe, and we want to reassure the parents that they're sending their students to a safe learning environment.
The investigation will also look at whether employees accused of misconduct were allowed to transfer to other schools instead of facing disciplinary action. Investigators are reviewing data from the 2023-2024 school year to determine whether districts complied with federal laws and had adequate safeguards in place to protect students.
Well, educators are mandated reporters, and so as a classroom teacher myself, the first line of defense, the first line is to report that instance to the counselor. When a student reports to you or you come to the knowledge that a student may have been harassed sexually, the first thing is to report that to the guidance counselor. We do our part by providing those code of ethics to every member. We provide them through the schools throughout the states, and the schools themselves provide training in the fall.
Investigators stress that an investigation simply does not mean a district has broken the law, only that its policies and response are being reviewed. Reporting in Atlanta, Archit Seshadri, Atlanta Bureau Chief.
An arrest made in a deadly hit and run. 76-year-old Linwood Jackson is charged with homicide by vehicle and hit and run. Jackson is accused of hitting 71-year-old Robert Thorpe while he was riding his bike on Rennes Highway on July 6th. Thorpe was pronounced dead at the hospital. Drivers in Grovetown having to reroute earlier this week after a train hit a tractor trailer on Monday. It's not the first time this has happened. The intersection's layout makes trucks likely to get stuck. Grovetown and the railroad company CSX have signs telling drivers they're not allowed to cross if they're in a truck. And there are also signs for an alternate truck route around the intersection. Some truck drivers don't obey and force people to detour when a truck gets stuck.
A train had hit a truck in the shoulder direction thing, so then I used to go over that railroad track when I'm coming home at night. So I had to make a detour, go all the way up to the, to the place, like East Catherine Street, and to get home. So it was kind of, but that's twice that's happened.
CSX released a statement following the incident, but did not mention any potential changes to the intersection. It's time now for a first look at our weather with Chief Meteorologist Jenna Petracci joining us now. Jenna.
Well, Dee, I am tracking a few storms here in the CSRA. So this was impacting the Atlanta metro earlier. Now it's starting to close into our western viewing area. And we also have some storms in our northern viewing area as well. So north of I-20, we have a special weather statement. That's for a portion of Columbia, McDuffie, Lincoln, and McCormick counties until 7:30 for the potential of 35 to 45 mile per hour wind gusts. And unfortunately, this is right over over the lake, so I hope everyone's staying safe. This is an electrical storm with a few lightning strikes on top of that heavy rainfall. Our southwestern viewing area also seeing some rain over Johnson County near Wrightsville. We have some strong to even severe storms just outside of the viewing area as well. And then Screven County, you're seeing a lot of rain with some lightning. So we do have that marginal risk of severe weather for the western half of the CSRA tonight. But this is our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam. Currently dry still at Soap Creek Marina with that storm in the distance. 96 degrees was our high today. Currently we're in the upper 80s to mid 90s, and it's still very humid with that heat index over 100 degrees in some spots. I'll have more details on your forecast coming up, but back to you, Dee.
All right, thanks so much. We'll see you in a few minutes. As we are getting closer to the 2-year anniversary of Hurricane Helene, Columbia County is highlighting the cleanup efforts in waterways since the devastating storm. Thursday night, Stormwater Compliance hosted its Snacks and Facts after the hurricane event at the Columbia County Library. Officials explained the Natural Resources Conservation Service grant process, the cleanup project, and its impact on creeks and other local waterways.
This grant was very selective on what it would allow, but I think it's a great thing that we were able to clean up and get the water flowing as best as it possibly can in the limited areas we were allowed.
We're really focused on protecting our water bodies, our creeks and our lakes and our rivers and streams from pollution, and also from Hurricane Helene that knocked a bunch of trees into it. So we're really focused on protecting water quality and teaching people about it.
Officials explained how the grant-funded project helped restore water flow in storm-damaged areas. They say they hope residents will be encouraged to learn more about protecting local waterways. Well, these high temperatures are taking a toll on people, pets, and lawns. Your plants and grass also take a beating from the unrelenting heat, but you can keep your yard looking great despite the high temps. You should water your lawn twice a day, in the morning and evening, when it's cooler outside. Landscapers also suggest to use fertilizer at the same time as you water, because the hot temperatures can cause the nitrogen in the fertilizer to burn your grass.
The best kind of grass, if need to, if you can afford it, is Zoysia or either St. Augustine. Those are your less weed-prone grasses. They do great and a lot of times during our summer heats. Centipede is another grass. Bermuda's great, but it also prone to getting weeds.
If you're having trouble maintaining your yard in the heat, sometimes it's best to call in a reputable landscaper to help keep your plants green and alive. Mortgage rates are on the rise. Elizabeth Stolze has more.
We haven't seen mortgage rates this.
If you haven't or happened to see an emergency response presence today at Doctors Hospital, it was part of a scheduled training drill. It was the hospital's annual mass casualty exercise. There was no threat to the public, and these drills help prepare for any future disasters.
We're taking them out into the real field so they can have hands-on experience of during a mass casualty incident, bombing, somebody drops through a crowd, an active shooter situation. We are teaching them how to do SALT, which is what we do with our mass casualty triage. We're going to sort our victims out. We're going to treat them. If we need to, we'll transport them to the hospitals.
Organizers say this is the first year medical residency students participated in the event. Well, the Alliance for Fort Gordon's Cyber Patriot Camp celebrated its newest class of graduates at the Georgia Cyber Center. This year, 120 students completed the Advanced Cybersecurity Training Program. The program has grown into the largest of its kind in the nation, training 332 students this year alone. Students say the hands-on experience gave them real-world cybersecurity skills and helped prepare them for future careers in the field.
I really want to make a career out of cybersecurity. I want to learn more about it so that I can help more people.
Since 2019, the Cyber Patriot program has provided free cybersecurity education to more than 1,400 students. Program leaders say enrollment continues to grow each year, helping build a stronger cybersecurity workforce in the CSRA while preparing the next generation to help protect the nation's digital infrastructure. Coming up, months-long investigation in South Carolina leads to 3 people arrested in connection to human trafficking. We'll have the details. Your News at 7 continues next.
Hello, Nature. Welcome to At Tile Center, our highly trained design professionals will discuss your ideas and provide helpful suggestions to help you create that dream room from beginning to end. Our goal is to provide excellent customer service that instills confidence in our clients about the quality of products you select for your home. Come see why for yourself at any of our locations at Tile Center or online at tilecenter.com. Your tile and stone experts.
Upgrade your sleep at Ashley's Summer Mattress Sale. For a limited time, save 40% on select Sealy mattresses. Plus, get $300 Ashley cash with a premium mattress purchase. With dreamy brands under one roof, better sleep starts here. Only at Ashley.
Injured? Call Austin Jackson, the Augusta guy.
I had never really been in an accident before. Austin Jackson's team, they explained everything.
I knew that he was taking care of the behind-the-scenes work, and that was like a heavy load off of me and my family.
As soon as I called Austin Jackson, I was assured that everything would be taken care of for me.
We take all the burden from the legal side off of our clients. We protect, we guide, and we assist the injured of our community after an accident.
Attention viewers, CW6 is now available today on Fubo. It's never been easier to watch all your favorite CW shows, sports, talk, reality, and so much more. CW6. Watch it today on Fubo.
In Clemson, a human trafficking operation has put 3 people behind bars. It was a months-long operation that led to arrests at a restaurant. Lauren Miller reports.
The Clemson police chief says this started back in May when a victim came forward. Now, months of covert surveillance led them to these arrests. And the police chief says they do believe this could be tied to a larger network.
In May of this year, the Clemson Police Department received information that a human trafficking operation was occurring at China Express.
This was on an old Greenville highway. We're told the business was here for almost 20 years and that it was popular. It's now closed.
We believe that this is something that's tied into a larger network.
Clemson police say initial allegations led to opening an investigation. Chief Jorge Campos says over the course of several months, they gathered enough evidence.
The nature of what a human trafficking investigation entails, someone who is put in a situation where they're being made to work, they're not being compensated the way a normal employee would be compensated, and not following the rules of how that's supposed to work.
To make 3 arrests on Thursday.
2 were owners and 1 was a worker in the restaurant.
Ming Cheng Chun, Hui Ying Zhang, and Chun Min Lin all are facing charges like criminal conspiracy and human trafficking in the first degree. And 2 of them are facing money laundering charges greater than $100,000. Campos says most victims will not come forward.
Due to fear of being deported or the like.
But 1 did. Other investigators say this operation was going on for quite some time.
It probably would have gone unnoticed, but we were able to, during a traffic stop, begin the investigation.
The South Carolina Law Enforcement Division, Anderson County Sheriff's Office, and the Clemson University Police Department all assisted. And it's led to the Department of Homeland Security to assist as well, because police say the immigration status of those involved is in question. And we were told this is the only case Clemson police are aware of at this time. A hot, humid, and stormy setup. We will have the chance of severe weather over the weekend, and we're watching the tropics very closely. I'll have the details when we return.
Big news, Kroger shoppers.
Years, Augusta waited. Now, the wait is over. The Augusta Lynx are back and ready to take on the ECHL. A new era of hockey is coming to the Garden City in 2027, bringing back the passion, pride, and excitement that made Lynx hockey a tradition. The puck is about to drop on a new chapter, and you won't want to miss a moment. Be there when the Lynx take the ice. Season memberships and group outings are available now at AugustaLynx.com.
At Kroger, you can save up to $35 per fill-up when you redeem your points at the pump. And when you earn points for almost every purchase, the savings add up fast. Shop, earn, and save today. Kroger.
For years, Augusta waited. Now, the wait is over. The Augusta Lynx are back and ready to take on the ECHL. A new era of hockey is coming to the Garden City in 2027, bringing back the passion, pride, and excitement that made Lynx hockey a tradition. The puck is about to drop on a new chapter, and you won't want to miss a moment. Be there when the Lynx take the ice. Season memberships and group outings are available now at AugustaLynx.com.
At Kroger, you can save up to $35 per fill-up when you redeem your points at the pump. And when you earn points for almost every purchase, the savings add up fast. Shop, earn, and save today. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live 5/6.
Welcome back. Poor air quality continues across the Midwest down to the Northeast, as far south as Richmond, Virginia now. That's where we're seeing the hazardous air quality, and you can definitely tell it's hazardous based off how it's looking on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview network across the CSRA. Poor, very poor visibility. We're sitting at 90 degrees here in Augusta, luckily not impacted by that smoke. We're also very humid though, feeling like 102 degrees. Dew points are high in the 70s, and with this very hot and humid weather pattern, you know what that means. Storms are able to fire up very easily. We had a lot more coverage to the west of us. Now some of those storms are making their way into the CSRA, impacting Sparta down to Wrightsville. Also Screven County covered with rain. It's pretty heavy, and there's some lightning strikes as well. Luckily, nothing severe for our area at this time, but we do have a special weather statement along the lake. This is until 7:30 tonight for wind gusts up to around 35 to 45 miles per hour. Of course, there's heavy rain and lightning there as well. So we have this surface trough. That's what's allowing these storms to fire up. Once again, a very typical summertime pattern for us. And then notice this area of rain that's impacting the west side of Florida. This is the area that we have to watch for potential tropical development. It's now up to a 30% shot, and instead of extending up the east coast like it has over the past couple of days, this yellow area is now in the northern Gulf, and that's because it could meander there over the next few days. Currently, it's still an upper level low. We'll see if this ends up becoming a surface low, and then from there, it could gain those tropical characteristics. Now, there is very warm water, which could help to fuel it, but there's also some wind shear that it will be battling, and we're going to have a cold front coming in, and that will help to suppress that activity and keep it to the south of us. So we have a 50% chance of rain on Sunday from that cold front. Also, those typical summertime storms in the forecast again for tomorrow as well, with a marginal risk of severe weather for the far northern tier of the CSRA. Then that extends into the Augusta Metro for Sunday, so marginal risk as well for damaging wind gusts and hail. It's going to stay hot and humid, highs near average in the mid-90s, and that heat index up to 108 for your Saturday and Sunday. But starting out your Sunday dry with sunshine, then once we get to around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, these storms will develop. Starting out with our feature cast tonight at 8 p.m. from Wilkes County down to Johnson, seeing some of that activity. Also in some of our southeastern counties. We'll be watching for severe weather up until around 10, 11 o'clock tonight. Then by midnight, we are dry. So very hit or miss activity. Let's jump ahead to tomorrow at noon. Once again, starting out our Saturday dry. And then some of those storms will develop during the afternoon and evening hours. Low chance of them becoming severe. It's going to be Sunday where we'll have a higher chance of rain and also that higher potential of severe weather as far south as Richmond County as that cold front moves through. We'll be watching that until Sunday evening. So our 10-day forecast here showing rain chances up to 50% on Sunday. We'll be changing those rain chances throughout the middle of next week depending on what happens in the tropics. And temperatures will be cooling down to highs only in the low 90s by the end of next week. And now it's time for a sneak peek of the Partly Cloudy podcast. Miller Hyatt and Avery Gray discuss a common summertime weather event that actually impacted us last week.
A microburst has an updraft and a downdraft. You have rain falling out of the storm that causes evaporative cooling. Now you have cool air that enters into the storm from the updraft, and when it does so, it actually weakens the storm a lot, and it can weaken it very rapidly. And as it does so, it collapses and closes in on itself, and it allows for all of the contents within the storm, whether that's rain, hail, especially wind, to fall out of the storm as it dissipates within 2 to 5 minutes, and can bring 100+ mile-per-hour winds, which is equivalent to an EF1 tornado. Now, the microburst here at our station was on the weaker side, thankfully.
You can see here as we look at the time lapse here at the station, just check out this microburst. Something on the roof was shaking and rattling the whole time. And I could also hear the generator go on and off and on and off. Jenny Montgomery actually walked out to go see what was going on. And then she came back in and says, Miller, the flagpole is down.
Oh no.
Of the weather last week, and to learn about notable July weather events in the past, watch this week's podcast on WJBF 6 Plus on your streaming device today. We will be right back.
The Coffee Club on News Channel 6, sponsored by Brown Electric.
Powerful officials were...
Social media trend, how tennis players put a spin on the viral trend. We'll have the story after the break.
I was T-boned at an intersection. My car was totaled, bills were piling up, and I needed help. Fast. I called George Sink Injury Lawyers, and they got me $710,000. If you've been hurt, don't wait. Call all nines now. They helped me, and I know they'll help you too.
When a bank gets a new customer, they will email you just a bunch of links and say good luck, and that's just not us. A community banker sees this as a start of a new relationship. So we will come out to your office with a group of business specialists. We train your staff to use all the tools designed to boost financial performance. The bottom line is a community banker is in the trenches with your business every step of the way. I'm Lauren Mansfield, and I would love to be your first community banker.
We've got the keys to your .com.
Summer is here, and so are the savings at Weinberger's Furniture and Mattress Showcase.
Save up to half off on so many of your favorites, including amazing deals on our patio selection.
We've got styles for every space and savings for every budget, from bedrooms and living rooms to dining and more.
Don't miss your chance to shop hot summer savings happening now at Weinberger's for a limited time only.
Can you save up to 50% at Weinberger's during the summer savings event?
Yes, you can.
The day my daughter was hit.
Pro tennis players gathered for fellow athlete for Tommy Paul's wedding, and well, the boys decided to have some fun before the ceremony with bottle roulette, with rackets and bats and balls, rather. I'm looking at the video. They spin the bottle, and whoever it lands on has to try and hit someone else that's running away. Someone commented online, "No, not the groom." Another person said, "Love how they're hitting it with all they got."
No, that's a creative way to
Have
spend
fun.
some time before the wedding.
That is too funny.
That's awesome. Well, our forecast is showing hot and humid conditions continuing into the weekend. We're going to be at 95 degrees both Saturday and Sunday with that heat index up to 108. We have a 40% chance of storms tomorrow, then up to 50% Sunday. We'll be watching the tropics for that area of low pressure that could potentially develop into the middle of next week. And then notice the temperatures will be cooling down, highs in the low 90s the following weekend.
All right, well, that does it for us. Thanks so much for joining us. Our next news is at 11. Have a great but safe evening.
I apply for disability.